Ka'Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bracket the Howell, Bracket the Howell Shai, Bracket the Howell, Bracket the Howell Shai, Bracket the Howell, Bracket the Howell Shai, the water, above, called Kadash. I like to give the honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone that teaches us truth, 100% truth, according to our Bible. Do a quick lesson today. It's going to be titled Mission Accomplished. And it's a reference to Eve, taking the bag from Esau Edom to help destroy her family, which in the end eventually destroys our nation. And going to go to Isaiah chapter 51, verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in the net. They are full of the fury of the Lord Yahweh, the rebuke of thy God. And so a lot of these young men, man, they reject the Lord. These young jakes, by the time they reach the age of 12, 13, 14, they are raised in these project or single household communities, man. And there's no father figure. The woman is running the household. It's a matriarchal community. And when they reach the age of 12 or 13, there's no father there to guide them, to put them in check, to keep them on the right path. Therefore, they're easily influenced by this music, by the music videos, TV, the characters that are portrayed on TV. And therefore you have this gang culture that's instigated by Esau Edom. They raised in Esau Edom's communities because they done took the fathers out, And Eve, was a willing participant for the gifts that she received, like free housing, EBT, or even not even in these ghetto communities, but in these regular communities, because Eve, they took the bag and, they settled for a college degree over having a husband, and they got these PhDs or these other high level degrees so they can get these high paying jobs to be over men. You find a lot of these women in corporate America, they're placed in certain positions over the man in the judicial system, even in our government system, like Congress and places like that. So we have to be mindful of the trick of the devil, because he used Eve to help break up the family, therefore he could destroy the nation. Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 35. And they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of the sons of Hinnom, to cause their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire of Moloch, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my mind that they do this abomination to cause Judah to sin. So a lot of our women, this goes way back, that they have, our people as a whole, they sacrifice our kids, to these deities, these false gods, man, to get power to be able to move forward in society. And a lot of, with the abortion clinics, Eve, she'll go down there and abort her fetus, her child, man, so that she can go and pursue her career while she's out here living lavishly, living what's the word I'm looking for? Living, not throwing caution to the wind, so to speak. She's not thinking nowhere about having a family, not thinking anywhere about being a proverbial 31 woman. And, that's the way that a lot of women have taken that course, man. And, they're out here, they want to be whores, man, thoughts, within the society, because that is glamorized and held up to a high esteem in the society. Being a baby mother is, held up to a high esteem. Because a lot of these women like to play the position of victimhood. They get a man that they know is no good, have a few children by, that they'll cry and be the victim because they know the man was no good from the beginning. Eve continually make bad choices. Shalaka, if you see me moving around a lot, but I'm dealing with this type of sinus infection, man. Something going on. And, if you pay attention to the news, we had a lot of fog stuff around here. And then they said something in the fog. But I'm going to do, Lord will, I'll do another follow-up lesson on that. So we just have to bear through, man. Pray that the Lord come get us out of this place, man. Deliver us from the hands of these devils. But, so they use Eve, man. Eve has been a willing participant, and now you see Donald Trump right about to turn loose on her ass, man. He's about to cut them loose because pretty much he's these devils feel that mission has been accomplished. They done destroyed 3 or 4 generations, of our families through the women, and now he's ready to let Eve hang out there. He's great do away with the Section 8 and the EBT and all these other governmental programs that Eve been using as a crutch to maintain her matriarchal dominance over the man in her household, man, which continued to destroy the family. But they feel they didn't got to what they need, so now they agree to cut Eve loose, man. Same thing as any devil, man. They use their tool, and once they finish, they discard it. So Eve's gonna be left hanging out here, especially at the time that we're going into, man. A time of high inflation, a time of Jacob's trouble, man. And Eve's not going to have any type of covering. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but a foolish plucketh it down with her hands. And that's mainly Eve, especially the Southern Kingdom woman, the nigger woman. They're the first to go to court, within about 2 years. That's about the limit. They'll go to court and file for a petition for a divorce against her husband for whatever reason. Sometimes, just so they can be free or start a whole new chapter, breaking up the family, sacrificing her kids, her sons and her daughters so she can find freedom and happiness. And really all it is at the end of the day, just so she can run out there and be wild, man. So she not be held accountable for anything. Then she wonder why, her sons are getting shot down in the street. And then next thing you know, they got a GoFundMe for that child, man. They want sympathy. And really it's all about them at the end of the day. They don't give a damn about these kids, man. The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So a lot of our people, man, made these backdoor deals with the devil, man. And part of that deal was to sacrifice our nation so they can get their little menial gains within this society so they can be above the masses of our people. Really still ain't saying shit because, what's that going to do you, man? Especially on the day of the Lord. That little bit of you selling out for in this place here is about to soon be destroyed. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate women among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards the son, and towards her daughter. And who is that perfect description of this so-called black woman today, man? The nigger woman. That's all you hear them, on social media sites, they talking down on the black man. Many of them, they got these sites where they go up there, they say, calling Jake bullet bags. They want to see Jake destroyed. And they work hand in hand with Esau Edom to help destroy the black man, which we know was supposed to be the patriarchal part of the family, man. Was supposed to guide the family. So Eve is self-destructing the whole thing, man, because it goes all the way back to Eve because she wants to be, man, it's lucky, because she wants to have as much power as Adam. She don't want to be a helpmate. She don't want to be a proverbial 31 woman, man. It's lucky, man. Damn. She don't want to be that proverbial 31 woman, man. She wants to be in charge. She wants to be the one that's wearing the pants, in the household. She don't want to be held accountable for doing the work and paying the bills, but she wants that position of power. Ecclesiasticus chapter 7, verse 7. But let me go back to Deuteronomy 28:56, because our women used to be a tender and delicate woman at one time among you, which would not eventually set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness. That meaning that our women were soft, man. They were effeminate, They were nurturers, These women today have no type of nurturing ability in them. They're just as hard as men. Their voice is as deep as mine, for smoking the Black and Milds, the hookahs, and all the other things that they do. Just living wild, man, like a wild beast. And so therefore the Lord going to destroy the majority of these women, mainly over here in Babylon the Great, man. Lord will, the few that have signed on to this truth, man, that have been called, you're gonna receive a great reward for being humble and, you know, doing what the Lord has required you to do, for playing your part that the Lord has asked you to do. And that's mainly just to be quiet. Just be quiet and listen and just wait on the Lord. Not to be out here out front like these women now, because they use Eve, you know, as a catalyst for a lot of these deplorable positions, you know, like LGBT. You always see Eve out there in front, you know, all these degenerate things that they have. They use our women, our people really, as the as almost like a mascot for these degenerate, you know, agendas that they're pushing. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 7, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart. So the little gifts that you got from Esau, Edom, you know, them little rundown public housing, you know, that you got from Section 8, the EBT cards, you know, to get that, to get these contaminated foods that you bring into your household, you know, these little degrees that you got, you know, it destroys the heart, man. It makes you have no sympathy over your family, you know. And he knows what he does with these gifts that he give you, because it's really nothing but gifts, they're handouts that they give you to help push you over your man so that you can look down upon your man, and therefore you feel you don't need a man. That feminism ideology, you know, that they feed you, especially in these college campuses, man, they really push that heavy on you ease, man, once you go to these colleges. You know, this black woman pride and all that, you know, the sisterhood and all that, which is nothing but a crock of bullshit. At the end of the day, majority of these white women, they go back home to their husbands. Yet you out here standing independently thinking that you don't need a man. But we're going to see in that day of Jacob's trouble, man, how much more you're going to need a man during that time. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 18. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then shall be trodden down by it. So when all hell break loose, man, you're going to hold on to that degree, and that degree is not going to be able to save you. That nice car that you got out there parked in the driveway is not going to help you, man, out there in that park. You know, your Section 8, your house and all that shit is going to fail you at the end. You know, they pulling these programs away. And you are so heavily laden on these programs, you know, in order to survive, to be independent, as you like to call it. So, you know, you're going to seek for a man of the Lord during that day. Because Isaiah 4:1 tells you that 7 women shall call on one man, let us be called by your name, to take away our reproach. And you're going to be seeking the man of the Lord, and he's going to reject you because you you rejected these men for so long, you know. You chose the Pookie, the Ray Rays, the guys on convict, you know, the convicts, you know, to give your time to give your wound to. So Lord will, you know, this lesson edifying wasn't meant to be long, but it's a short lesson, you know. Mission accomplished, man. You know, they look at you now, the mission is accomplished now. He's ready to cut you loose. With that, say shalom.